What's up, my Lost Ark money moguls? Welcome back to another video. We're going to discuss another quick, easy way to make some gold. You don't need to do anything special for this. The only caveat is you can only really do it 3 times a week. And I'm talking about Thunderwings. So if you don't know what that word means, Thunderwings is a field boss. That is currently the highest field boss you can attempt every week. I believe it's every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. I could be wrong on those dates, but I think it's 3 times a week that this field boss spawns. You can check in the Procyon Compass on its appearances. And the trick to making gold with this one is actually very, very simple. If you know about the trick with the Chaos Gates, then it's basically the same principle, just changed to an open world instance, okay? So the trick with the Chaos Gates was simply you wait until the last 30 seconds of the gate's spawn timer, and you go into it, and it's going to put you in one of the last instances that it makes for that Chaos Gate, and it's going to have potentially fewer people in that group to clear the dungeon, or the Chaos Gate, sorry. And because there are fewer people clearing it, the loot at the end is only available to fewer people, and the amount spent on the bids is divided between fewer people. So let's say, for example, Chaos Gate in Europe right now, at the end, the legendary map is selling for somewhere between 4,500 to 5,000 gold. And if you were to go in the last 30 seconds of the timer, right, so the gate's open for 3 minutes, you go in after 2.5 minutes, and you go in, say there's maybe 10 people in there, maybe 15 people, that 4,500, 5,000 gold is just going to be divided between those 10 to 15 people. So essentially, you're doubling, if not, even more, the amount of gold that you would get back from that Chaos Gate. And you could even take that another level further and, coordinate with friends and really leave it to the last, few seconds. And maybe if you're strong enough, a group of a small amount of you could clear it on your own and agree to have one person bid on it cheap, and then divide up the earnings from the loot accordingly if you trust them. Okay, but yeah, the field boss version of this, if you didn't know, is a similar principle. What we're going to be doing is going to the field boss timer, preferably in the goblin hours of the day, right? So really, really early in the morning, or really, really late at night, or maybe in the middle of a working day if you can make it, and there's no one around really, and you want to go to one of the lower channels that's not really populated, and you're looking for, I'll show you in the footage, you're looking for an instance where the world boss hasn't really got anyone fighting, and you're going to be trying to beat this boss solo or with as few people as possible, so that you're, again, dividing the loot between as little amount of people as possible, so that the gold in the bid, or the gold that you make from the winning product, is divided between less people, or maybe just yourself, and then you can make a lot of gold. You're probably thinking, is it even worth it? What kind of gold is that really going to amount to? Well, I mean, in the footage here, I'll show you I'll show you some footage of me struggling against the field boss solo, trying it out. I did actually get it very, very close on my own, but a few other people showed up, I guess from a similar mindset, and they were channel swapping, and they joined me in the end, and it eventually went down to 3 people after the boss was defeated. And then it's really a little bit of RNG, well, it's purely RNG, a little bit is an understatement, it's purely RNG on the boss loot drop at the end. But Thunderwings is a legendary engraving given at the end, and I think it's only combat engravings, not class ones. But even if it is class ones also sell for a lot of money at the moment, so if it is, that's fantastic. But essentially, if it's going to drop a good engraving, then that gold value is going to be something that you really want to hone in on. Okay, so in the footage I've got here, there was 3 of us, and a Hitmaster engraving dropped. And you can just do some quick math, right? If you think there's 3 of you, then the money's going to be split between 3. Is you spending 2/3 of the price on a bid to divide the rest of it equally between the other 2 people? Is that fair? Is it worth it? Or can you make a bit more profit from it if you don't know these people? And then again, I've got another footage here of me against Thunderwings, and this time it was a case of 2 other people again showing up a little bit earlier on in the fight though, and I just decided to stick it out instead of trying to wait another hour to see if I could find it solo again, just because it was the early hours of the morning, and I really just decided I was going to go to sleep. So I stuck it out with 2 people, and in the end, I think possibly the best odds that could have happened was that the grudge book dropped as the boss loot, and we knew there was two people with me, and so we just did some very quick math and decided, with the cost on screen, you want to roughly pay 2/3 of that, so that the other 2 people are getting a 50-50 split on your bid, and then you can sell that book. And as you can see in the footage, that's what happened. And all 3 people went away with at least 5,000 gold profit just from a world boss, which is absolutely huge, right? If you were to do that 3 times a week, that's potential to give you 15k or even more. And the 2 times I've done it so far, just because it's only something I thought about recently, I've made myself a very decent chunk of change, more than a couple of Legion raids combined, without taking any loot. Just going for pure gold from Legion raids, it gets you more than that. So it's a really good tip if you haven't already figured it out. I'm sure plenty of people have already thought of this, because the Chaos Gate idea has been around for a while, so why not think of something similar with a field boss? It's just something that came to me in the early hours of the morning when I couldn't sleep, and I thought I'd give it a go, see if I could solo it. A little bit of a challenge, but unfortunately there's always players around to hop in and get some divided profit. But yeah, if you were to solo this, for example, you could be making 15,000-20,000 gold per kill if you're lucky with the drop. So yeah, consider that. I mean, it's definitely soloable, 1475 plus, and definitely doable in a group, a lot lower with a couple of friends if you organize it and just learn the boss's patterns. It shows its range before it resets, so you can just play around that. It only has about 3 or 4 different moves, so you're pretty comfortable with the mechanics. It's not too difficult, too challenging, and yeah, it's really easy gold. So that's about it, really. Try it out next time you get a chance. I think it's Tuesday, Fridays, and Sundays, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and let me know if you get yourself any good engravings. Make yourself some big profit. We're loving to share as much gold tips as we can to kind of stock up, have bank ready for the big Broshaza update, or maybe you want to juice the Reaper or the Summoner or another ult that you're working on, or maybe just tap your main as much as possible, right? These kind of things, they're really, really expensive in Lost Ark, and gold is the currency that everyone is fighting for. So every little bit you can do to make the most out of your time is incremental. So make sure, if you haven't tried this already, check it out, get together with some friends if you need to, and enjoy the gold profits. It's that simple. All right. Thank you very much for watching the video, guys. Have a great day. Peace.